Changing Places was started in March of 2011 as a specialist consultancy to the funeral and the cemetery sector. The services that Changing Places provide really depend on the specific needs of the client. In some cases we just provide access to an industry supplier, such as enabling if they're looking for IT support or software. In other cases we do things like strategic planning, help them with dispute resolution with clients, or even liaison with government departments over pricing and similar things. I think the real need that the cemetery sector and the funeral directors have for a specialist software solution is that at the moment, by and large, they're not operating as efficiently as they can. Using a specialist solution like ReGenOne lets them save time, increases productivity, and probably makes it a lot easier, almost certainly makes it a lot easier to service the needs of their client families. Prior to establishing Changing Places, I'd had nearly 25 years experience as either a funeral director or as the manager of a large metropolitan cemetery here in Melbourne. And it was actually in that role that I first was introduced to enabling. At the cemetery we had an accounting system that was on its last legs, literally. It was no longer being supported. We engaged enabling to provide an accounting solution, and from there, when we tendered for a completely integrated solution for all the cemetery's needs, enabling won the tender and has subsequently gone on to become a major supplier to the industry. During my 25 years within the funeral and the cemetery side of the industry, what I found was that firms, be they big or small, lacked a completely integrated solution. The result of that was that your front office staff may well sit with a family and spend some time meeting their needs, whether it was arranging the funeral or working out where the burial or the cremation was to occur. Then they'd have to put the information into their system. Later it would be handled again in the accounts department to invoice or to do receipts and to do follow-up. And even with a subsequent generation, when someone came in and basically said, "Where's Grandma gone?" there'd be a frantic search through manual records, wasting loads of time. With ReGenOne, they just look up the surname or look up the date of the service or use any number of tracking devices. The information gets put in the system once and it automatically links for subsequent generations, data searches. And in the funeral and the cemetery industry, that knowledge of a particular family is so important. Every family thinks that their grandma is the only case that's ever been looked after, and they expect you to understand, not to have to go and pull out manuals out of the cupboards. The big advantage of ReGenOne is that it simplifies things and increases efficiency and productivity, and that makes it easier for the families. I didn't have to think twice about whether or not to take the engagement that was offered by enabling. Clearly I needed to work with people who I could rely on to service clients professionally and to meet their needs, and in my time at the cemetery, enabling had done just that, so I was confident I could work with them. I've recommended enabling on a number of occasions, both when I was working directly as a cemetery CEO and subsequently as the Director of Changing Places, because I'm confident in their ability to provide a totally integrated solution. They've also demonstrated a very strong capacity to recognise the needs to modify their own products. So often external suppliers say, you get A, that's all you get. If you want B, you've got to wait 6 months or 6 years or pay X $1,000 extra. One of the things that enabling's clearly done is demonstrate its preparedness to enhance its product, and if that's an overall enhancement for all of its cemetery users, they build that into your actual ongoing costs with the product. If it's something special, if you want bells and whistles and a V8 just for your own particular needs, obviously you have to pay for it. But if it's a general solution enhancement, enabling looks after it for you.